What's up, guys? We are live. Zach Ginn here, coming at you live here, talking about how to go over and how we're going to overcome objections with your motivated seller. So, yes, today we're going to talk about overcoming your motivated seller objections. This is a really exciting live. I don't think a lot of people talk about this too much, or they don't get in the nitty gritty. What they'll do is they'll tell you about real estate wholesaling and some objections from motivated sellers, but they'll say, you want the rest. You got to go buy my course, or you got to do this, or that. Or honestly, I'm cutting the fluff. I'm teaching you exactly all of the motivated seller objections you're going to get. I was thinking today, I was really listing it out when I woke up this morning, and I was just thinking every single seller objection, or the most common 15 or 20 that I've gotten in the past 4 years for wholesaling real estate. And really, I want to break it down. So before we get into it, you guys already know you need to smash that like button and subscribe. I'm going to say that one more time before we get into it. Smash that like button and subscribe. That's all I ask for you guys to do. If you can do that, that's it. You get all the free content you need to make over $100,000 per year in real estate wholesaling. So before we get into it, I really want to break this down. So motivated sellers objections. These are the questions that you're going to get from motivated sellers that if you're brand new to real estate wholesaling, you might get tripped up and you actually might lose a real estate wholesaling deal. This is not good stuff. So what I want to teach you guys today is how to overcome these objections. So the first thing I want to tell you before I get in the first objection, I don't want to tease you guys too much, but the one thing I'm going to tell you right now. So I'm going to put, I think they're called chirons or chirons, whatever, those little notes I put on here. I want you guys to write this down and put in notes, and then put the answers going to be on there. And I want you to do is treat this like school. So I'm not a big fan of school. I went through all of school. I did high school, college. I graduated from all of it, and I hate school. But you're going to have to treat this like school, unfortunately, when it comes to objections. And that's the best way to learn it. I don't want you to practice on your sellers. I want you to learn this. So if you guys have flashcards, you guys have kids, that's what I would do. I would put each objection on a flashcard, flip over what the real answer is, and start quizzing yourself. Memorizing exactly how to answer these objections. So when you're on the appointment, you're doing a phone conversation, you can just destroy these objections so you can go out and do it. You might ask, Zach, why don't you do flashcards or anything like that? It's because I've done this so many times. I've been asked these questions so many times. I literally wrote the questions down. I haven't even written really what the answer is because I'm just kind of doing it on the spot to tell you if I was in an appointment, what I would say. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, let's stop dilly-dallying and let's get it going. So let's see here. Some water. So any questions I got for we got? Let's get it going. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. So let's go. First objection. I don't know, or maybe. So maybe you're talking to a motivated seller and you say, hey, are you interested in selling your house? I don't know, or maybe possibly. That it's an objection. It's not. It's something that you're going to get that's going to be a roadblock as a real estate wholesaler. So I think it's important that we talk about this really quick. So the one objection that you're going to get like that is they don't know if they want to sell, or maybe they're going to sell the house. What I would tell you in this situation is just ask them if they're looking to sell within this time frame. This is why we ask the same 4 questions with our motivated sellers in real estate wholesaling. The same 4 questions is, what is your motivation? What is your price? What is the condition of the property? And number 4 is, what is your time frame? Again, that's in different orders all the time. I like to keep it motivation, condition, time frame, price, whatever one you have. But this objection is with your motivated seller who doesn't, you haven't met their need on one of those 4 things. Now, the one thing when it comes to objections is these are questions that have not been answered or addressed by you. Now, if you guys do like Sandler training or anything like that, you know that you're not supposed to spill your candy out in the aisle of the floor. Like, you're not supposed to just spit out all the benefits of what you do as a cash offer in your property, but also you don't want to have too many where you have too many objections. So it's a very thin line between you just giving all this benefits of working with you versus a realtor. It's about building connection, but understand that you have to get past these objections before you get that contract signed to get a real estate wholesaling deal. So let's bring it up again. So I actually put this twice. What I mean by this is 2 objections that you'll get. So let's say I'm talking to the seller and, this is objection. I don't get this objection. I'm going to tell you exactly why I don't after, but this is the objection. Say, okay, what kind of offer do you want on the property? I don't know. Or maybe. Or would you do $150,000 for this house? I don't know. Or maybe I got to think about it. Now, it's one of the most disheartening things to get this. And the way for you to actually answer this is, it's very hard to answer that. If someone says they don't know or maybe, there's two ways to actually do it. And we're going to break down a little further on here, but this is like another type of objection to answer, because I want to give you every single way to attack an objection and find which one is most conducive to your acquisitions process. Because some people are really like high stakes. They like to go a little more pressure. I'm a little more chilled back, relaxed, build rapport, let's be friends, and close the deal than most people. So keep that in mind. That's kind of how I am when I talk to my sellers. But overall, you got to think how you want to do it. So obviously, I don't want to get this. And the way that you don't have to get this is by setting the stage. The reason why I set the stage with all of my appointments is because when I set the stage, I never, ever have to get that objection really. So what is setting the stage? This is a sales process where before I go on the appointment or before we actually do the phone appointment for virtual wholesaling, I say, hey, Mr. Seller, hey, Sally Sue, before we get into it, before I really talk a little more about the property, is this something me actually buying your property, if we can agree on a price today or a figure that you can make a decision today on selling? Is that something you think you can do? You do that for virtual wholesaling. And if you're actually physically wholesaling and meeting them in person, which is what we do for all of our appointments, is we ask before, we knock, or before we go on the phone for the appointment. But usually when we knock one more time, hey, Sally, hey, I'm really excited to be here. But one really quick thing before we actually step in here and look at the property. Is it okay that we can have a little agreement before we start? That if you are okay with the figure that I say today, or if I'm okay with it and we both have an agreement on a price, that we can make a decision today. I don't want to waste your time or my time. They'll say, yeah, we can make an agreement. And then when you get to the price and they say, I don't know, maybe say, hey, remember, you agreed, you can make a decision today. So I need a yes or no from you, Sally. Usually that helps a lot. The yes, no, or maybes, they're going to go shop your deal around. You're going to lose the deal. So it's not good at all. So let's see here. The next one here is time frame. So this is another objection you get when you don't have the time frame correct. What do I mean by this? This means if someone says, I don't think I can sell right now, I just need more time. Well, what you need to ask your seller is, what's the issue with that? What do you mean by more time? Because sometimes your seller is going to say, well, I need more time because I need at least a month before I close this property, or I'm going to move in a month. Well, you can also tell the seller that, hey, we have this agreement. It won't close for another month or two, so it should be fine. You're not meeting the time frame reasoning when you're talking to the seller, and that's a huge issue too. So I think it's really important that you go out there and you actually talk about time and time frames, because it's super important so you don't get this objection. Usually this is like more of a newbie thing that you'll get, but it's super important to know, and this will help you a lot. And also, guys, if you have any objections that you get in your real estate wholesaling business, or that you think, again, this is a live video, what I want you guys to do is actually comment live. I'll answer it, an objection you've got that's got you stuck. I'll tell you exactly how to answer it. Now, next one here is expensive or it's hard to move. The one thing you need to understand this is if you get an objection of, I don't think I can actually sell this property because it's really expensive to move, and it's too hard and difficult to move. Now, the one thing you understand is you're ever making 10, 15, I made 40,000, even 60, 70, $80,000 on a wholesale real estate deal. Or let's say you're just making let's say you're making $6,000 on a real estate wholesaling deal. Okay. And if someone says it's very expensive or very hard for them to move, why don't you become the solutions provider and actually save the deal by saying, you know what, how about I just give you $1,000 to move? It'll help you. I'll buy your pod. I'll do it all for you. Would you take that and make $5,000 or take $0? That's the one thing you got to be a solutions provider. You have to have a win-win solution with your sellers here. It's super important you guys do that. And I'm telling you, create win-win solutions. You need to have a positive influence on your motivated sellers' lives. If you do not have a positive influence on their lives, what's the point of you helping them? What is the benefit that you have? It's very important you guys do that. So it's the expensive or hard to move objection. A lot of you guys might not be getting it. Once you start doing more deals, you'll definitely get this. And I'd rather you be prepared and never get this than you not being prepared for it, and then you suddenly get it on your 12th deal or something, and you lose the whole deal because of that. It's very important you know how to answer these questions and how you go from there. Okay, so this is a very, very important one. This is one that Rick, oh my gosh, he will scream about this. He'll get super passionate about. This is probably the biggest objection you guys need to understand to do. And this is the one I'm going to give at least the most value on, because I was looking back at some wholesaling courses, and I have access to all of them actually. And it's very fun because I know wholesaling gurus watch this and they get very angry. They try to figure me out, but I have access to about the top 30, I would say, wholesaling guru courses, all $11,500 ones. And I was looking at them today with Objections, and I saw a really, really good one. And one of the gurus were talking about this, and this was one that was absolutely amazing. And this is kind of mixing what we do, a little different here and there, what we do. But I'm telling you right now, guys, I am figuring this stuff out, and I'm figuring how these gurus are like slipping in some info that's going to charge. They'll charge you $5,000 for this stuff, and I'm about to give it right now. So someone's about to be really mad at me, but we'll talk about it, right? So let's get it going. So next one here is I need to think about. Like I kind of said this before, guys. So hear me out. I've gotten the question. I don't know, or maybe, but sometimes you get the objection worded like this: is I need to think about it. What does that mean? I need to think about it. So let's say, hey, what price are you at? Or I'm ready to go like buy your house. I need to think about it. Okay, well, how much time do you need? I don't know. I just got to think about it. I don't know. Or maybe you'll get, I'd love to make the decision with you right now, Zach. You seem like a great guy. I think 150,000 is good, but I really need my wife, Susie, here. I make all my decisions with her. And usually what I say is something like that. If someone if it's a husband with a wife, this is a little rapport piece I can always build. If it is a husband with maybe, their partner, another husband, it doesn't really matter the situation. But really when talking to a seller like this, I'm like, okay, you know what? I get it. Trust me. Happy wife, happy life. Have a little joke about that. Or, hey, my partner would kill me too if we did this, or that. My girlfriend, your boyfriend, anyone like that, my wife, she would kill me if I don't make a decision, like, talk about our dog or whatever. And hey, if my girlfriend would kill me if I got a dog together with her and she didn't make the decision, like we'll just find a connection piece like that and we'll talk about it. But I'll say this, I need to think, they say they need to think about. So the one thing you have to do is make sure the decision maker is there. This is in another wholesaling acquisitions course that I think is $1,000. But that was in there I saw today. But I mean, Rick talks about it. I talk about it all the time. But the one thing you need to understand, guys, is all decision makers have to be there on the appointment for you to close a deal or doing the virtual wholesaling. This is super important for you guys to know. And I don't think a lot of people actually talk about it too much, but make sure that all of the decision makers are there. So before you go on the appointment, make sure if it's a wife, make sure the wife and the husband are there, or vice versa. Make sure just everyone who has to make a decision is going to be there. And say, is all the decision makers going to be there on the property so we can actually get something together that day? Huge. It will save you so many deals that you'll probably get lost. You got to make sure everyone's there who will make the decision. Super important, guys. I cannot tell you enough. It is super important to get the decision makers there. Also, another thing Rick does is he does the day after decision method. And this is something we do in our business. It helps us a lot, actually. So it's called the day after decision. So someone says, hey, I need to think about it. You and Susie are there at the appointment. And the one thing I always say is, okay, so you need some time to think about the decision. Well, also another thing I've done is a monster $60,000 deal we did in Port St. Lucie last year. I specifically remember because I was actually on the appointment and we were training our acquisitions person. And it was, oh my gosh, it was a really fun one. So we won the deal and the person said, Zach, it was a husband and wife. I need to think about it. I don't know. I think we need to think about it, sleep on it, and talk to you. Usually what I'll say here, this is the day after decision. I learned this from Rick is, okay, well, it seems like you guys need to talk about it. And obviously it's probably a very private matter. And what they want to do is sleep on it, and then wake up the next day, talk to you. But here's the problem. They could go and ghost you and you could lose the deal. What I say is, me and my partner here, my partner would be the person I'm training. Let's step out. I got to make a couple phone calls, think about it, talk about it. And I still need a yes or no decision. You did say you were going to make a decision today, but I know it's a very private matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step out. I'm going to make a couple phone calls and you let me know when you make the decision. I'm just going to be outside my car. Great. Okay. So you walk out, you go on your phone, play Angry Birds or whatever the kids do these days. And usually you'll get the nod. Like usually someone says, walk to the door and they said, Yeah, we're good to go. Let's get the paperwork. Boom, get the deal. It's the day after decision thing. So that's the one that I personally do that Rick has just really shown that's a really good one to do, because sometimes their objection is they just need to privately talk about it. And then you're going to have to go all the way out back from the appointment and do it again. So if you have that little car thing, that's really good. I don't think I wrote that down, but sorry for the tangent, but I'm telling you, it works really well. The next is the day after decision. So if that's a husband-wife situation, then you go in the car. But sometimes people just want to quote unquote sleep on it, and they want to think about it overnight. And you don't want them to call you back and then you'll just run out, just run out and get that contract signed. What you want to do is have a time frame, because time kills all deals. You hear every guy or gal say it on there, is time kills all deals. And that's 100% true. The problem is you need to have a concrete time for them to make the decision, or they're just going to lollygag and they'll talk to a realtor and you might lose the deal, which is not good. So what you want to do is the day after decision. And the day after decision clearly states here that, hey, Mr. John, hey, John Smith, you said you need to sleep on it. You know what? Let me do this. Let me run out. I'm actually a little busy right now after. So let me go out, run out. And tomorrow morning, I got to look at some properties. Is it okay if I swing by here and you can let me know your decision at, 8:30 a.m. or 7 a.m.? Yeah, that works. Perfect. I'll see you tomorrow and you'll make the decision. The day after decision, just get a written commitment that you're coming, not a written, but like a verbal agreement that you're coming back. Again, this is live, guys. I don't have fancy editors. I don't have this big wholesaling guru budget to sell you on a bunch of stuff. I just go live behind a camera and whatever I say. So also like the grammar, everything, it's not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect, but I try to give you as much value as I can. So let me go to the next one here. This is the gift card decision. This is another one that I've seen on a couple podcasts they've talked about for wholesaling. Also, guys, when I work out, I just listen to wholesaling podcasts like all the time. So I'm a little crazy. I listen to like every wholesaler out there because I'm just trying to absorb the best info and give you the best. So this is one I found at the gym, I think a month ago. It was interesting. So this is called the gift card decision. And I forgot who talked about this one, but it's a really good one. So this one basically states, this is the one you do. I've never done this one before. I've only heard about it, and I think it's pretty good. So this is why I'm actually going to share it with you guys. So this is one that they'll sneak an $11,000 course for you. So that's what I want to give. So, hey, John, hey, can you make a decision today? No, me and Susie, we agree. We got to make a decision tomorrow. We really got to sleep on it. Okay, well, can I go in the car and, I'll let you guys talk and you let me know your decision there. I'm a little busy tomorrow. I'm sorry, we got to sleep on it, Zach. Okay, no big deal. One last thing, though, is actually my girlfriend here, Susie here, or Mary. We actually have to go, and we're actually doing a barbecue tomorrow. Pretty exciting. So, we got to get all that. We got to get all the barbecue stuff. We got to get the ingredients. We're going to have a nice dinner. If you want, actually, like if you can make a decision when I swing back. So I actually got to go right now and I'm going to go pick her up. We're going to go to the grocery store. I can pick up like a $500 gift card if you want from Publix or Walmart, whatever the local place is. Make sure it's a local store. Let's say make sure like usually it's Aldi or Publix. So I'm in Florida, Southeast. So let's say Florida, maybe it's Kroger by you. I'm going by Kroger. I can pick up like a $500 gift card. Like, time is money for me. So I could pick up a $500 gift card and I can swing by at like 8 and, just call me before 8 because that's when I'm leaving the grocery store. If you can make a decision, I'll give you $500 gift card there. Oh yeah. We'll make a decision by 8. Or they'll say, okay, I'll give you a call. And they'll always call you back. That's what this podcast person said. So it's called the gift card decision. That's what I'm coining it. Very interesting one. And obviously you're going to make 10, 15, 20 grand on this $500 gift card. Come on. I'll easily do that. So that's a very, very interesting one. I think it's a very smart one to do. And I think it's absolutely amazing. So think about it, guys. So here's the next one. Let me get some water here. I should look at other offers. That's another one. Hey, Zach, I have 5 people cold calling me. It seems like my property is like super hot. It's amazing. I should really look at other offers. I know you offered me 150, but I really want to shop around. This is a really cool one. I always tell them, hey, you should probably go for the top one. But what I want you to do is understand is make sure someone now. Okay, so I was answering this like if I was actually doing the acquisitions for it. So the way that I do my acquisitions is going to be completely different than the way you do it. I'm sorry. It's not going to be the same because unfortunately I'm a 7-figure wholesaler. We have a lot of money that we actually use to close on properties, flip properties, buy rentals. We have a lot of cash flow going in. We're high asset, high cash flow, little debt. So unfortunately, I have a lot of proof of funds. I got it all. I can put 10K on a deposit like tomorrow if I wanted to or tonight. So I tell my motivated sellers, this is very niched out for a very small amount of people watching this. So I'm sorry, but I usually say, you got other wholesalers around. Make sure they give you at least a $5,000 deposit. That will basically burn the bridge with other wholesalers. So that's what I personally say. Now, I used to be broke. I knew exactly how to deal with other wholesalers doing that. The one thing is say you should go with all of them. The only thing I do ask you is I'm the last person. You call me before you make that final decision because sometimes your motivated sellers are going to snipe you. What does that mean? You give an offer at 150. They say I should look at other offers. Or let's say you DocuSign your contract at 150. What they'll do is someone agreed that they'll see them last. They'll go to the last person and say, hey, Zach Ginn right here offered me 150. Here's the DocuSign. If you can do 155, I'll go with you. That's why you want to be the last person so you don't get sniped on that deal. And that saved me a ton of deals. So do not be make sure you're the first one. Make sure you're the last one and the first one. Make sure you're not the one in the middle. Let's see here. Next one here is not a dollar less than 100,000. This is a cool one. This is Zach. I agree. This property needs a lot of work, but I'm not going to take a dollar less than $100,000 for this property. This is an objection over two things, really. Maybe 3 or 4. Interesting. So either they're saying this for a multitude of reasons. Maybe their Zillow says 100,000. That's why they're stuck on the price. Maybe they're stuck on it because that's how much they need to get out of the property. Maybe they're stuck on that price because you haven't built enough rapport with them or you haven't really talked about their options. So let's break it down for this. Okay, I know you want to take $100,000. So this is how I'll do the acquisitions on it. If someone just hits me on right now, do you want to take $100,000? So let's say a realtor, you list it on the market with a realtor and someone offers you $100,000 for the property. Would you take it? They'll say yes. Oh, when they say that, I'm like, okay, there is money to be made here. Oh yeah. So what I'm going to do is, so if you list it with a realtor and you get an offer with a realtor for $100,000, you would take that, right? Yes. Perfect. You just got that. Let's pull out my handy dandy calculator here and let's talk about it. So what I'm going to do is pull out my calculator here and put $100,000. So with a realtor, $100,000, you're going to pay a 6% commission. So minus $6,000, you're at $94,000. Let's say here, you're probably going to have to pay closing costs. So let's take about $2,000 off of that. And more or less after everything, you might net, let's say at the end of the day, $90,000 to $92,000. So really at that price, I'm about $92,000. That's basically the equivalent of that, right? Yeah, makes sense. Boom, get the contract done. The reason why you want to say this is because you can get an extra $8,000 less than that $100,000 objection if you just reverse engineer and ask them if they was on the market like that, take out the 6%, put out the closing costs, put negotiations in there. You should easily bring them down even less than 100,000. Also, they might be stuck on that price because you haven't built enough rapport. If you do the rapport and do that, you'll easily get a contract lower than what their quote unquote, bottom line offer is. And then you'll get it from there. So that's one way I always get over it. It's really important to do that. And it's helped me so much doing that. So that's another objection I always get that I always like to get it off. So perfect, guys. This is another, not really objection, but this is a question I always get that you guys should know the answer to. And this is Zach. How does this whole process work with a mortgage? I don't think I can even sell a house if I have a mortgage. Now, this is from a seller who probably doesn't understand the process, which is fine. A lot of probates that I have of like 25, 26-year-old, I don't call them kids, but because I'm 21, but kids, I guess, that don't understand mortgages, which, hey, they're younger. They got to understand this stuff. Eventually when they get the mortgage, they'll understand it. But basically just got to break down with them, hey, with a mortgage, what we're going to do is what the price I offer you, going to minus off the mortgage. We're going to get a payoff for you, and then we're going to close it from there. The reason why they're asking that is most likely maybe the motivated seller doesn't even know their payoff, and they don't even know if you're offered they're even going to get any equity in the house. Even for like a lot of subject to deals, that's a big objection I get. And if you're wholesaling a subject to, I guess this is right or good for you guys. So that's the one thing I can tell you right now is explain the process with it. This comes to the next one here is, Zach, how does this whole process work with working with you and your cash offer? So the way I always answer this is, hey, I understand. So the process basically works is I'll go meet at the property. I'll probably ask you a couple questions today if that's something you're okay with. If it's good, if it's something I'm interested in, what I'm going to do is see if I can meet you at the property. We're going to meet. We're going to go see the property. And during that time, if we both agree that this is a right fit for me to buy the property and it's a right fit for you to actually go to sell the property, we'll have a little agreement going on there. Then what we're going to do is eventually at the date you're choosing, we'll close on the property. You will get your money and you sell the property. As simple as that. The reason why I always answer is I make the process as simple and easy as possible. That is why your motivated seller is going for a cash sale. They're going for a quick, easy, and simple solution. That is what you provide as a real estate wholesaler. You provide very, very simple and easy solutions for your motivated sellers. I cannot say this again. I cannot say this enough. Sorry. I cannot say this enough. Make the process with your motivated sellers as simple and easy as possible. The simpler and easy you make the process, the more deals you're going to get and the more you can connect with someone. Now, if you talk about we're going to do escrow deposits, we got to pull the title. This is the 5 title companies that we're going to use. We're going to make it very simple and complicated. It's not going to be complicated. It's going to not be simple. It's going to be complicated. You're going to put all this lingo in here. We're going to see the ARV, the repairs, you're going to stress them out and you're not going to get the deal. They're going to go with someone who explained the process very simple. See here, get a lot of questions, which is great. So the next one here is not an objection because most people give an offer out this, but this is an objection with your cold calling. So if you're cold calling, which I've been through the ringer with cold calling, guys. I've been through the ringer. It's not in that tone. It's with this tone. Ready? Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Hey, is this John? Yeah, this is John. Hey, are you the owner of 123 Main Street? Yes, I am. Hey, I had a quick question. Are you interested in selling that house at 123 Main Street? Yeah. What's your offer? What's your offer, Zach? Huh? What's your offer? Like just attacking me on what my offer is. That's an objection. That's an objection getting under cold calling. So how do you answer this objection? It's never like, Zach, what's your offer? No, it is like bang, bang, bang. It's Zach, what's your offer? The reason I say this is, hey, John, before I give you the offer, I got to ask you one quick question. Yeah, what's your question? Have you ever bought in a car? Yes, of course I bought in a car before. Well, John, would you buy since you know how to buy cars, obviously I've bought in cars before too, would you purchase a property or purchase a car without test driving it? I mean, would you buy your car without test driving it? No, I would never do that. I would always test drive it. Why would you test drive it, John? Because I want to see if it's right, if it's the right fit for me. Well, John, I think you answered your own question there is, I can't buy a property. I can't put potentially tens of thousands if it's a house under 100K or if it's a house you're going to offer more than 100K, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a property. If I haven't test driven it and I don't know if it's a right fit for me or if it's a right rental for me or a right property that I want to flip, I really need to go see the property before I give you an offer, John. And I always say the word John because, again, somebody's name is the most beautiful sound in the English language form, especially if they got a high ego. So that was from How to Win Friends and Influence People, guys. By the way, if you're talking to your sellers, say their name a lot. I'm telling you, for me, subconsciously for me, the word Zach is the best word ever. If I'm talking to someone whose name's Sarah, if I say the word, hey, Sarah, how are you? Sarah. If I keep saying Sarah, they're going to be more attentive and they're going to just like that better. And they're like, I like this person. Like in a friendship way, this person's pretty cool because they say your name and people enjoy that. It's subconscious. It's nothing you can train. It's just like a little sales ninja tactic I can give to you. It helps a lot. Next here is one of my favorites. I need to review this contract with an attorney or with my legal counsel. Oh my gosh, such an annoying one. Here's the cool part. This is a little secret that you'll learn pretty quick. When you're a motivated seller who's being really cheap about their property, or, that doesn't spend a lot of money fixing up the property, threatens to go review your contract with an attorney, let me just say how I answer it. Oh, perfect. Here's the contract. Go see it with your attorney. What they're trying to do is either two things. They're trying to buy time, which very smart way to actually do, because it's not like you can force them to do a decision if they got to go see their attorney, or they're trying to threaten you like, oh, don't look at an attorney. I'm trying to screw you. That's what they're trying to get at other time. Or they just, they want their friend to look at it who is like a paralegal, who's not really an attorney. What you got to do is you just got to let them do it. If your contract's fine, it's good. Usually, attorney's not going to look at it. They don't want to spend the $300, $400, $500 for someone to look it over. Sometimes I've been called on the plate with the senior attorney about 40 times, about 5 times for spending an attorney. So I'd say about 10% they're actually going to see an attorney, but 90% of the time, no. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, and that's kind of what I'd say there. Next one is this is my favorite objection. This is the silliest, stupidest objection I've ever gotten in wholesaling, and I get it all the freaking time. My neighbor, or my friend, at $150,000, he's going to buy the property. Oh, really? Really? So your friend Tyler here, he's going to go buy the property? Yeah. He said he's going to buy the house from if I sell it for less than $100,000, he's just going to buy it. Wow, really? So Tyler's going to buy it? Yeah, he's going to buy it. What? Okay, so answer me this, John. Why is Tyler going to buy the property? Well, he's going to flip it and renovate it. He's going to put all the money into it. And okay, so Tyler has $150,000. That's $100,000 and $50,000 more to put it for you on this deal. Oh, yeah, I know. He's good on his money. Okay, think about this for a second. What does Tyler do for a living? Tyler's a plumber. Okay, no disrespect to Tyler here, but if Tyler's a plumber, and does Tyler own his property outright? No, he's got a mortgage. So if Tyler doesn't have the money to actually buy his property all cash, and he has to have a mortgage on it, and he's a plumber, he worked all this time to get a down payment, how do you think he has $150,000 to buy your property? Well, he's got friends who have money, and they're going to pool it together, I think. And listen to me, Tyler. Do they have the money to actually put it? No, they'll probably get a loan on it. Do you think Tyler, who's a plumber, who already has all this debt on his house, is going to get an approval and a mortgage for this one? Well, I haven't really thought about okay, John, how is Tyler going to buy your property? I just try to break it down. 96% of the time, 95%, the friend or the neighbor who threatens to buy the property, they're never going to buy the property. Don't get even scared. I say, you know what? Have them buy it. Ain't going to happen. So I get so worked up on this because I get it all the time. My neighbor friends they're not going to buy it. To reverse engineer it, ask them questions, try to put some doubt and uncertainty with them, and then go from there. That's it. Next one, last one here is I need more money. Zach, that's a great offer, but I need more money. Okay, John, why do you need more money for the property? Because, I really need 92. I need 105,000, not 100. I need the extra 5,000 for moving. Now, this is a famous Rick line that Rick always likes to say. Again, Rick's my partner. It's my dad. I get called all the time. Like, Zach, why do you call him Rick? I call him Dad. Outside of the lives or real estate videos, I call him Dad. Now, everyone gets weird about that I call him Rick over the videos. It's just easier for you guys to know on this channel that they've seen Rick and Zach, because if I say Dad, you're like, who's Dad? It just makes it easier for most people watching this newer. Because you might be surprised on this channel. There's so much new people, brand new, watching this channel. It's crazy. So once you get a little more know a little more about me and me and Rick's relationship, we'll do it. But he's my dad. Call him Dad all the time. So this is my dad's line he uses all the time. He used a lot in 2006 or 7. But I need more money. Well, here's the problem, John. I use this all the time too. Here's the problem, John. I know you need an extra $5,000, but the problem is the property can't afford the extra 5. If the property, hey, if there wasn't 15 holes in the wall or the roof was really good, I would love to give you an extra $5,000. The problem is the property can't afford that. If the flooring was a lot better, if it was freshly painted on the outside, I would love to give the extra $5,000 that you needed. But unfortunately, the property has this many issues that I got to use that $5,000 for a new roof, for this or that, new driveway, whatever the issue, the repair is on the property. Shuts them up. They'll sign it for 100. So those are the big objections that I have found that I listed. You guys let me know if you got any gold or gems from this. Let me know. But let me know, guys. I want you guys to comment your objections. Let me go answer them right now and see what I can do to help you guys out. So this is a live too. I do all these live because I don't want to have like a wall between us. I want complete transparency with you guys with videos. I don't feel like I want to be in my high chair doing recorded videos all the time and, I'm not answering it. So I do recorded videos that are nicer, edited up, chopped up. This is live. So what's up? What's up? First, woohoo. Congrats, Tony. What's up? What's up? About to be live, baby. I love it. Let's see this. I'm watching this. And Ricky Caruth. He's a realtor, but he's got a lot of good cold calling stuff. So shout out to him. He's a great dude. Smash that like button and subscribe. Thank you so much. Tony says, I had a guru in my DMs this morning talking about how he can make me millions, but first I need to pay $1,000 cash. I'm like, if I had $1,000, I'd pay the bills. I'd not be buying your course. I mean, Tony, hear me out. If this guy can teach you to make millions, why isn't he making millions? If he's making millions of dollars, he doesn't have the time because he's making millions of dollars to be like requesting $1,000 at a time, begging you on a DM for you to go buy their course. These people are all terrible. I'm telling you, they are begging on their hands and knees for $1,000 from you to teach you to make millions. If they're truly making millions, they won't be in their DMs asking for money. Why am I not asking you for money? I think you guys already know why. Let's cut the fluff and give it to us straight. That's what I do. Austin wants to know, will this be on YouTube after the live? Of course, all of them are on YouTube after the live. Go to the Flip with Rick YouTube channel and the Zach Ginn YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to both guys. There's exclusive Zach Ginn wholesaling content on the Zach Ginn channel and exclusive Rick Ginn content on the Flip with the Rick channel. Leslie says, finally, I'm overcoming my accent fear. I've been cold calling. Hopefully, I'm praying to get a deal in a month. Leslie, let's get it going. I want you to look up a podcast I did with home buying, home selling. It'd be a really, really eye-opening one. And Charles Hernandez I did it with, and he was talking about how his best acquisitions manager came over from Venezuela. Once he overcame his mental block of an accent, started doing a bunch of deals. I'm telling you. CEO Success says, can a 16-year-old do bird dogging? If so, can you explain the process, how you'd start? I can't get too much because this is more of an objection video, but start bird dogging. I would not start wholesaling by yourself. You need no money to get wholesaling. Cameron says, love the content, my guy. Your YouTube saved me thousands from avoiding courses. Let's go. I'm pumped up. All right. Who is my cash buyer supposed to write the EMD to? The earnest money should go to you specifically, hopefully. Most people won't, so probably go to your title company. Dylan has a great one here. How do I handle a cold call where the price they want is outrageous, but it's the first price? I would build rapport and ask the 4 questions, see if the motivation is still there. If the motivation and time frame is still there, it's probably worth it to keep going, build that rapport, and then bring down the price from there. I don't know where I would move or go. If they don't know where they're going to go to, I'm not going to put someone on the streets. They have to make a decision. If they're not truly motivated to sell, if they don't know where they're going to go, they got to make that decision. Putting someone under contract and they don't know where they want to move to or have a general idea is a recipe for disaster. Ask them if they updated the floors, cabinets, appliances when the house is repainted, and of them say no to say they need to fix or something. Yes. And is 15,000 for one deal still normal? Oh, 15,000? Yes. Depends on the list, of course. But usually if it's like a really big list, sure. Honestly, you really need 4,000 or 5,000, but that's just me. Depends how good you are. Because my largest city in the state, which is kind of big, all this combined would mean 2 deals. Dylan, it should be less. Let me know what market you're in, Dylan. Never go by city, go by county. Danny, that's a huge one. I love the bulldog on there. Cass says, hey, Zach, there's a real estate meetup tonight. Should I go? Yes. Get off the live. Brush your hair. Make sure you guys don't smell bad. Make sure you get some deodorant or whatever. And make sure you have a good impression with everyone. Go. One thing, a good impression, make sure you take a shower. Make sure you look kind of presentable on these real estate lives. Go out there. Go meet with people. Your first impression matters a lot. You're dealing with realtors, title people, especially when you're younger. Make sure you look presentable, professional, and go. Definitely a motivated seller. I mean, I don't look like that, but I'd probably put a collared shirt on if I do a real estate meetup. But go out and do a real estate meetup. Worst case scenario, you get some connections and get some cash buyers. Cash buyers say yes. Give me a dollar amount and it's yours, where dollar amount is way above wholesale price. If they want too much, you're going to have to build rapport and then ask them if the thing's renovated or not. Brandon says, and if they want too much, sometimes just say, go list with a realtor. That's it. And then sometimes they come like, I don't want to list with a realtor because XYZ. I don't want to do all that work. Okay. Brandon says, I have a seller calling me not knowing if they want to sell their house, or I'll send the property address details. If they don't know, they got to make a decision if they want to sell or not. I don't want to deal with people who don't make a decision on selling the property. I keep getting this question though. Let me answer this. If they want too much of the property, another thing I do all the time too is like, hey, if you want that much, what I think you should do is I think you should renovate the whole property, put $40,000. You have $40,000, right? No? Well, how are you going to get $200,000 for the house if you're not going to put the $40,000 to renovate it? Well, keep doing all this work and then put it on the market for 4 to 5 months and try to sell it for the most price possible. Also pay 6%. You know how to do flooring and painting, right? Because if you go with the contract, they're just going to kill you on price. They're like, no, well, I don't want to do any of that. That's why I want a cash offer. Well, do you want a cash offer or do you want the most for it? If you want the most for it, here's a realtor. His name is John Smith. He's a great realtor. He'll sell it for the most for you. Just remember, you have to pay closing costs and you got to go through all the hassle of one. I want to go cash it. Well, I can't do that price then. And then they'll bring it down from price. That's another one I do. Helps me a lot. Dealing with husband and wife right now, getting into divorces are such a mess. Oh my gosh. It's a messy one. We agreed 150, got the wife to sign. The husband said he wanted to think about price again. See, that's the issue because they're not thinking about it as a team together. That's why another reason why divorce leads are very hard. So wondering if it's 15,000 calls for it's like 5, seriously. AJ or Jai, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Just started out in Orlando. I'm so appreciative of you and Rick's information. Just started to share my gratitude. I am feeling gratitude towards you and your support. Thank you so much. I am truly blessed about just with the amount of support you've been giving to me at this YouTube channel. It truly means everything to me. And I'm just blessed so much from you guys. Thank you guys so much. Danny's just dropping dimes today. Danny Dimes, that's your name. Danny D, Danny Dimes. They aren't motivated, so they're a lost cause. It's 100% true. So Dylan's in Alabama. Yeah, Alabama's an easy market. You don't need fit. You're closer to 3 to 4. Get it niche lists. You could probably bring it down to 1 to 2,000. Austin says, what if virtual say I can't walk outside in your situation? You just click the hang up button and ask them to call you back when they're ready. Or you just say, can I call you back in an hour? Just click it. Easy as that. It's actually easier with a virtual wholesaling than without. So you can't walk outside, but you can hang up and call back. Dylan says, let's see, let's pull it up. Another issue I've been running into houses is that appear to be wood for their walls. How do I comp or check repairs? Wood for their walls. Do you mean like wood sheath? Inside walls. Like, is there drywall in it, or? I would look at comps around there and just see. I'm trying to understand. There's definitely deals, but I think the best way to go is the city and pull a list. Yep. Government lists. Austin, what you got to do is just click and ask them if you can call me back in an hour, make the decision, and make an agreement that they'll call you back in an hour, or you'll call them in an hour. That's it. How do you calculate deals on where they owe money on the property? Good question here. If they owe 50 and your offer is 100, 100 minus 50 equals 50,000. That's what they net. Sam says, Zach, solid stuff. Thank you. Beto 420 says, real stuff. Sick Chrysler, bro. But real stuff. I appreciate it. Thanks. I needed that. Had a cold call and let's see here. Got a lot of questions. Jeez. Had a cold call and they had the same exact and had this exact answer. Jacob, that means you're watching enough of my content or you're smart enough to know how to actually answer that. So congrats. Dylan said, is it possible to check mortgage against a house and how much it'd be paid down? Yeah, all you got to do is just go to listrei.com. It's the quickest way to do it. And that's the way that I actually do it. So that's how I do it. No. Do you use transactional contingency? My contingencies with the inspection. So if the title's not good, then we'll have a different opinion on it, or we'll just get out of the contract. What's your opinion on Versium? Versium's good, but it's not the highest quality, so I don't really use it. And you're going to be stuck on like a contract. It's not worth it. My attorney wants to see it. I'm like, you live in a hoarder's like crack house, and I'm offering you $15,000 for the house, and you have an attorney. I've been on appointments like that, guys. Oh my gosh. I see it all the time. So funny. Can you talk about the legal things you need to make sure are in place to stay safe in wholesaling? Pretty easy. This is a very complicated situation. I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but do things ethically and nicely. If you stick to that, you're going to be fine. You try to steal a house from an old lady, you are going to go to jail. That is fraud. If you commit fraud, if you commit elder abuse, financial fraud, if you commit financial fraud against someone, you forge documents, you forge contracts, you forge quitclaim deeds. That's how you go to jail for this stuff. Like, don't do that. If someone agrees to sell a property for a price, you have an agreement together, go to www.flipwithrick.com/contract, and then you sell it. You sell that contract for a profit via assignment. You make a profit, and all parties are consensual and okay with it. You're good to go. You only legally get in trouble in wholesaling when you do dirty, unethical, terrible things. And you can do those things legally also. I am not okay with that. So for you to legally get in trouble in wholesaling is when you do unethical or you commit fraud. The way you commit fraud is you forge documents and you forge like come on. No. It's very hard to get arrested for wholesaling because even if let's say you forged a contract, which you should never do, that person still has to sign the title and everything, and they have to have a notary, and like it's very hard. The people in real estate really that go to jail is I'm in Port St. Lucie. There's always one or two people that learn what a quitclaim deed is that like get out of jail, and they just start writing quitclaim deeds, and they're just like doing fraud, and they get in trouble for that a lot, and they just go to jail for like 10 years. Come on, that's not wholesaling. So legally, you don't even have to be licensed for your business. You can just buy your name, do it depending on the state, but like in Florida, you don't even need an LLC or a corporation to get a wholesale deal. It's probably best still to have one, but legally, if you make everything safe and you're good, you're good. Oklahoma, Chicago, you probably need a license, but outside of that, you're good. Again, guys, I'm not a lawyer, financial advisor, tax attorney, legal analyst, or counsel for anyone. I just try to say what I think, and these are all what I think. Definitely gain some knowledge. Awesome. Dylan says, if we find that we think is a good deal, will the contract thing on the website help with the earnest money, assuming y'all think it's a good idea? Yeah, at least do a $100 deposit. You should be fine. The Guru Reaper. Good stuff, Zach. Thanks, Cass. Owner 70 lives in Cali, and it's tough for her to come to Florida, get personal items out, and ship back to Cali. If you're making enough money on the deal, once it closes, literally spend the money on a pod. That's it. Let me look up how much a pod costs. A pod will cost you, it says here, 20, maybe $2,000. So if you make 15 on it, do it. Let's see. Who's my cash buyer supposed to write the EMD to? I think I answered this one, but your cash buyer is supposed to write it usually to you, but they can't do it to the title company. Ali told me that they have a lease for 1 more year, and if they wanted to buy it, they have to honor it. Thoughts? Okay, if they're a landlord who has a lease, that could be a problem. You could tell them that you have a cash buyer. If you do have a cash buyer that will buy a property with a lease, then you'll be fine with that. I have cash buyers that do that all the time. Also, you want to see if you have a cash buyer, or actually you could see if they could break the lease, or they could actually talk to your motivated. If your motivated seller can talk to their tenant and say, how much would it be if we can break the lease here and I can help you move to a new place? Usually they'll give you like $1,000 or something, and you might have to pay that and you'll be good to go. Bruce says, I'm out door knocking right now in Arizona. This is some priceless stuff. Bruce, bro, it's like 2:55, 3 o'clock Arizona time. You must be dying in that heat. Jeez, what's the weather in Arizona right now? Bruce, it's 106 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona. Oh my gosh. Woo! You're doing it. You're doing it by any means, man. You're a champ. Make sure you stay hydrated. 106. Woo! Took the weather by me. Currently where I'm at is 82 degrees. High humidity though, but yeah, 82 degrees with 73% humidity. How do you deal with attorney states versus title company states? You just change how the closing's done. Simple as that. Hey, Zach, thanks for helping out. I recently got a deal under contract, but it's residential vacant land. Is boots on the ground for picks good enough, or should I get a property inspector? Boots on the ground for picks should be fine. You don't even, yeah, boots on the ground for picks should be fine. Keep up the content. I appreciate it. Most investors want 10% off market value for a house. Obviously varies. What is your formula to calculate your offers to your sellers? Great question, Curtis. Basically what I do is I will visually help you guys out. So let's say the property's ARV is $150,000. Let's say it needs $30,000 in repairs. I'm at $120,000. That is what the property is worth, basically. Most people want discount. So if they want a 20% discount, times that by 80% minus the 20% off, you're at $96,000. That is your MAO. So what it is ARV minus repairs multiplied by the discount your cash buyers want. You're saying here's 20%. If your cash buyers are truly at 20, mine's closer to 15, to 12 even. That's how hot this market is right now. From there, boom, you just multiply it from there, and then that's your MAO. How long does it take to get free title? It's been 13 days. I don't know if it has free title. Call the title company and ask. And get on their butt. Ask them every other day. Usually Danny, you gotta be a priority for your title company. And if you call them every day and annoy them, they're like, oh my gosh, Danny is being so annoying. Let me just run the title. And they'll run the title. Shocker. So that's what I do. Let's see here. Oops, where's that question? What's the machine? REI fax and PropStream? I don't know what REI fax is. Never go by city and instead county. Yes, go by county. Because you'll get the little cities that are really good deals. And most buyers buy by county, not city. Jonathan says, seller hangs up after you say the price and blocks your number, and they're really motivated. Should you drive to the house and negotiate in person? Don't say you got blocked. I would call them from a different phone number first, and then possibly knock on the door. Yes, if you know it's safe. What do you think of Columbus Ohio market? I'm calling. Most people say I had too many callers. It's annoying. You need to get more niche lists in Columbus. Fire damage property list, the water shutoff list, code violation drawing for dollars list. How do you skip trace the drawing for dollars list if all you have is the address? That's all you really need. I would go to smszach.com. I would use code Zach, ZACH, get 50% off for skip tracing there, and I would skip trace. Now, if it's only one lead, I'll just go to truepeoplesearch.com, search the address in the city. Should pop up easy. How do you deal with bleep family members who may object to the offer you give? If they're a decision maker, it's their family. I'm not going to get in between it. And if you start, people are going to choose their family over you every single day of the week, Zach. So learn about that. Family is everything for a lot of people. For me. So they're going to listen to their family member over you. You just got to be a nice person, and that's what you're at. So if it's 35,000, if it's negative 35, let's say equity, subject to yes. Yes, but I heard it's not being enforced, but probably, yeah. When licensing comes for wholesaling, do you think you will need to hold a license in every market we work in? I'm not. I'll just double close at that point. You guys listen, go to wholesaling band space Zach Ginn or space flip with Rick Ginn, basically my dad. We broke down there's not a lot of benefits to having a license with wholesaling, in my opinion. There is benefits, but the cons outweigh the pros. You can literally get your assignments taken from you if their board doesn't like you. And it's been done before, and it probably happened more once more wholesalers get licensed. I will double close. Not worth it for me. It affects my marketing. Let's see. Let's get a couple more questions in here. Let's see. Main what I've gotten is list with a real estate. I always say, hey, go list with an agent. If you want to sell for the most of your motivated sellers, if they want to list with an agent, they're not your deal. Remember, I only deal with the 1% of the motivated sellers in real estate who don't want to deal with an agent. If you want to deal with an agent, you're not my person. Simple as that. Should you use a seller's title company or your own for virtual wholesale? If not, how do you negotiate to use your own? Use your own. Call title companies that you know locally over there that deal with wholesalers. Search title company Zach Ginn, title company Flip with Rick, and we'll show you exactly how to get the right title company for wholesaling real estate. And that's my opinion on that. Let's see. What Herlon says, what's the best price range is the sweet spot for wholesale? Depends on your market. I see people do well from 300 to 400, which I don't like. I think 250 to 50,000 is the sweet spot. But that's just my opinion. All righty. Hello, a little late. Hey, no worries. What I would probably say there is look at the replay on this. It should be good. see here. Let's see. Last question here. Let's see. Austin says, I hired 2 VAs today and I don't know how to close yet. I'm nervous. I have everything set up, call tools, Podio, PropStream. I don't know how to close, and I got 3 leads. Advice. Austin, I'm going to be honest with you here. If you don't know how to close your leads, you should not be having a VA. How are you going to train your VA if you don't know how to close? I always tell people, start closing your own deals, start getting expert in cold calling and follow-ups and closing deals, and then you can hire a VA once you master everything, or you have a good idea of how to do it. A VA is not going to close better than you. I would not have a VA start closing. That's it. I have a VA for marketing. You gotta do it yourself. That's all I can say. Is your best virtual market in 2020? Yes. Oh, yeah. Last one. What's your favorite dialer? ZachDialer.com. ZACH dialer.com. So let me see if I can find that. Let's see. Little thing. Again, people are spelling with a K. It's Zach with an H, guys. It's how they meant it in the Bible. ZACH dialer.com. ZachDialer.com. You can try it for 7 days for free. That is the dialer that I do. Appreciate it, you guys. And last one is, hey, Zach, appreciate what you do and the content you do. That wasn't a question, but I appreciate you. Are bandit signs worth it? No. In most markets, I don't think they're worth it at all. So that's it. Oh, also, last one. Should I get a VA and what do they do? Because I use batch leads and PropStream. Smart man using batch leads and PropStream. That's what I use. But don't get a VA unless you want to start doing the marketing. My first VA hire would be for a cold caller. Second is for lead follow-up and management, and then cold calling again. And then that's basically like what I would do. Like hands down, hire a VA for your marketing, start, and then you keep acquisitions. Do not get one for acquisitions. Do one for following up on leads and then for marketing. Those are the VAs you should be doing. And that's all you must stick it to. Do not get a VA for marketing unless you're really good at training and you understand cold calling enough where you can think you can train someone very well to do it. That's it. Loved Zach Dialer, aka Batch Dialer, and Batch Leads. That discount code is amazing and helps so much. Thank you again. ZACH. Should I get Batch Leads for call instead of call rail? Look up my call rail review. Call rail is for call tracking. I do a lot of direct mail, so it's awesome. It's for call tracking. It's not a dialer. Call rail is not a dialer. Batch Leads is different for that. So keep that in mind. Awesome information. Thank you so much. And then how often do you do these lives? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's it. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate your support, guys, on this YouTube channel. It means everything to me. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Make sure you keep smashing that like button and subscribe. You guys mean the world to me.